We're here in Swansea and we're lucky to have Tibor Putnoki, who's come over from Hungary. By a series of coincidences really, he ended up coming to Swansea, and last night he gave a really great talk. He's also given another talk this afternoon, and he's been kind enough to allow us to interview him this afternoon. And we've also got Cornell, his colleague, who is going to translate for us as well. So Tibor, I'm just going to briefly say a very brief summary really to introduce this. You were in hospital and you had uncontrollable blood pressure and you became increasingly unwell, and that led to a near-death experience. So what I found interesting in the talk last night is that you said there were two men when you were in intensive care, there were two men in the same room as you, and they both died shortly before you had your experience. And I found it really quite interesting because there was a very big contrast in the way that these men died. So the first one you said was an old man, and he started talking to someone and he had a very happy smile on his face, and you believed that he had a really pleasant death. And then the second one was the man who said, I can't die until my son returns the money that he owes me. And you found the contrast quite interesting, as did I. So I think death probably was quite heavy on your mind at that point as well. And then you described that prior to having your near-death experience, you heard a voice that said that your life is over. So the day after, I believe, that you heard that voice, that's when you had your near-death experience. So when did you realise that something unusual was happening? Can you describe what happened to you as your near-death experience began?
I need to put down into a short summary
yes,
to Tibor.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
Yeah. Tehát akkor arról van szót kezdett belekapcsolódni, ez volt egy felvezető, ami majd rajta lesz kérdésként, gondolom ezt a részt kivágják. Tehát, hogy amikor kórházba kerültél, a legutolsó állomás az volt, amikor a kontrollálhatatlan vérnyomás miatt orvosi felügyelet alá helyeztek, próbáltak veled valamit kezdeni, és végül abban az intenzív osztályon találtad magad, ahol 3 ágy közül a középső a tiéd volt, bal oldalt a farmer, az öreg gazda, illetve a másik oldalt az a másik ember, és kétfajta halálnak a bemutatását élted meg, nem tudván, hogy rád aztán mi következik. Itt vagyunk most Swansea-ban, és akkor erről beszélgetünk, halván a tegnapi előadásodat, és akkor az alapján kérdéseket föltéve neked. And what was the final part of the question, please? I told him about...
When did you realise something unusual was happening, and can you describe
before
that?
The NDA.
Yes, as it started, what kind of were the signs it was starting?
És hogy említetted azt is, hogy volt ez a hang, amelyik szólt előtte az esemény előtt, de hogy összességben a kérdés arra vonatkozik, hogy mi volt az a jelzés, vagy honnan tudtad, hogy valami elkezdődött, vagy egy folyamat beindult, valami eddig nem megszokottal találkoztál?
Sokszor voltam rosszul.
I've been sick many times.
Mindig egyformán kezdődött.
And it began always the same way.
Eszméletvesztéssel végződött.
I lost conscious.
Most egész egy másfajta fájdalom volt, másfajta érzés.
Lost consciousness, and this time it was a different type of pain.
Olyan érzés, mint a tépnének ki a testből, a fejből valamit.
It was the feeling of a constant pull, as if something was pulled out of my head.
Ez új volt, ezt még eddig nem éreztem.
This feeling was completely new. I never had this type of sensation before.
És ez a valami elpattant.
And this something that has been pulled all the time suddenly popped.
Éreztem, hogy könnyebben vagyok, jobban érzem magam.
and I immediately felt that I feel so much, I felt weightless, and I felt very easy after it right away.
A többi rosszulét úgy zajlott le, hogy egyre rosszabbul vagyok, és eltűnik minden eszméletvesztés.
The other periods of being sick had an end of losing my consciousness, and it worsened and worsened till that point. In this case it was different.